welcome to this video of our IT Helpdesk overview. My name is Jeff Crosman. I'm a product manager here at SP Marketplace. What you're looking at on this screen is our staff or department portal page. Our product has two sides of the security fence, if you will. The first side will allow those people that are in the proper permission group to access what we would call the back end to work cases, manage cases, work and set up assets, and change requests, and anything else that has to do with documentation on the back end. That would be the department staff. And then on the other side, if you're just a standard regular user, you will not see this navigation menu, but you will land on this page that we call our My IT Portal. On this page, you can demonstrate and show what is coming up in news that may be pertinent to the organization or news in general. An end user can submit a IT case here, search a knowledge base, and or find what we call useful documents, which would be internal public documents. So possibly some policies or procedures on how to handle different areas that they may be looking for or questions they have. Forms, perhaps. We have an area for announcements. This is built on modern SharePoint, so all of these items that you see on this page can be managed by you in terms of changing the graphics, changing the layout. If you don't want to have news here, you can simply just remove this particular web part from the page. And then down below, we have a view into the list, again, that is security set so that a end user can view the cases they have submitted, and that those cases will only show, again, those that they've submitted. So in this case, they can quickly see what they've submitted and some basic information on it. Priority, the status, who's it assigned to, and the dates. All of this can be managed from the staff side, as well as there is an admin area that gives a little more deeper access into the site. And again, all of this is managed by the permissions that are set up for the user when managing this. On the staff page, similar to the end user, you'll see news. You'll have a little more of these promoted link buttons that we call them. You can have links to your team's environment, or if you still use OneDrive or any other links, we have those set up here on the right. And then there's a view into the all cases list. This is one way that can be a visual indicator of new tickets and items that are coming in. So from an end user standpoint, there is the staff or department side of the security world on this product. And then there's the end user, and this is what they would see. So as with most IT products out there in the world, ours is similar in that you can submit an IT help desk ticket via the SharePoint site that you see here, which we'll do in a second. You can submit it through an email, or you can submit it through a web form. So there's a number of ways that the system accommodates generating and starting a ticket and getting it into the system. We're going to go straight from the SharePoint site itself. And so from an end user standpoint, when they create a new IT ticket, it will open up a form that has multiple fields. Now, I will say this, the end user will only see this general tab. Because I'm logged in as admin, all of this shows up in the navigation as well as additional tabs. So for this purpose and this demonstration, the end user would only see this lit up blue general tab. So in this case, we would be able to input the title for what's happening. Let's say our desktop monitor is flickering. If it's not a SharePoint user, we have this ability to fill that out for a non-SharePoint user, but the system's going to presume that the person that's submitting the ticket is a SharePoint user and is on the domain, so it'll automatically default to the requester. We have case categories and subcategories that are cascading. So in this case, we can pick desktop, and the subcategory would be monitor. These are out-of-the-box options that you see here. However, these are easily customized by you, the customer. It's not something that is hard-coded that we have to get involved with. We will show you how to update these to match your specific organization and needs. So as we just fill out the fields across, we do the desktop monitor help. My desktop monitor is flickering really bad. Close the panel. If the person wants to submit an attachment, that could be any type of file attachment. So if it's a picture they took with their phone, they can do that. If they want to do a video, if they want to do just a regular document file, they can attach that as well and just drop and drag them here. Or you can click and add attachments. It would open up your local drives. Once it's saved, what this does then is it will go into the main SharePoint list that houses all cases. You can quickly see down below that an end user can see their own case here. So that we just submitted this, monitoring flickering, and the case status always is unassigned. The end user now knows that it's been submitted, it's in the system, and from the department or staff side, they have a couple ways of getting notified. They too will see it visually here on their landing page, monitor flickering, right? So they can click on this. The other way is you could choose to be notified via email if there are specific categories that need to have notifications sent out. You can choose to have all categories have an email sent out, or just certain ones that are vitally important or security needs. However the notification is received, whether visually or via email, IT staff would come and open up this particular case, and when the form opens, you'll notice now that there's an additional tabs across the top. So in editing this, if I was working this ticket, I would come in and I would see what the issue is. Okay, this person's having a monitor issue. I would go to details, additional fields show up, so it always starts unassigned. We would move it to assigned. We can choose a case type. Is this just a question? Is it a change? Is it a problem? In this case, it's a problem. You can set a priority, a due date. You can set who it is assigned to. And again, what this will look for are those people that are in the tenant or the domain that you want to assign this to, and the proper permission group. They will get an email notifying them that they've been assigned this case and with a link back to this case. There are additional fields on the ticket. If you would like to relate this to a specific asset, maybe you keep track of desktop computers or monitors or those type of things, printers, you can relate this to any assets that are listed in this SharePoint site, which we will talk about on a later video. So we have a whole asset tracking area. If you wanted to turn this case, when it's concluded, into a knowledge base article, we could do that as well. The system will automatically handle via Power Automate flows in the back end. By sliding this over and typing in a resolution, it will create a knowledge base article that can be found from an end user's page right here under knowledge base. So if this is an issue that comes up a lot and you would like to create a knowledge base article so end users can self-serve, if you will, and try and find the answer to their issue first before submitting a ticket, the system allows for that. As the ticket is worked by whoever is assigned, they will also come in and they can put a work log notes in here, which will date time stamp it. They can put how much time spent. We can also do additional fields where you can add time that it can get calculated from the time the ticket was created to the time it was closed. So for reporting purposes, that's an option within this. There's tasks, there's documents that can be uploaded that are related to this. In this particular case, for a monitor flickering, there's probably not going to be documents, but if there was some other type of, maybe the server needed work or there were ports that needed reconfigured, maybe there were documents that could be uploaded here that the technician can look at and refer to and know that they're right here and easy to get to. If there is a change request that comes out of this, and again, for a monitor flickering, there might not be a change request, but if it was for additional type of issue that comes up, you could create a change request. The change request form will open up here and you are able to input that information pertaining to making this change. What's the reason for the change description, and there's an additional tab that says what's the risk of the change, the rollback options, and all the details pertaining to this change request. And then that goes through a separate parallel road and is assigned to somebody to manage this change and input all of this information. But it is linked to this ticket, so we know where it came out of or was generated from. So when tickets are worked and they're finalized, we will move it to the closed or resolved status, a close date will date timestamp, an email will be sent back to the requester, letting them know that the case has been resolved. And if they would like to reopen the case because they don't feel the case was resolved to their satisfaction, they can click on a link and it'll reopen it and re-notify those that are in the staff that it's been reopened, and there is text that can be input as to why it was reopened. Thank you for watching. This is our cases and IT ticketing system within the SharePoint Marketplace IT Helpdesk. When we speak about assets, in our product we have a master list for assets, and that list contains whatever an organization or company determines is assets that they would like to track. It can be macro and only large products like servers and computers, all the way down to side printers or monitors. It really is up to the customer as to what they determine they want to track in assets. You're looking at the asset list. So in our demo site, we have laptops, we have workstation, and so forth. We're going to take a look at this Dell demo laptop. And in here, there's several tabs that holds critical information on this asset. All of these fields are optional. There's only one that's required. And setting the other fields, if you would like to have them mandatory, is not a problem in SharePoint. It's very easy to do and in this form. So for basic asset information, which is the blue tab that is highlighted, Dell Demo Laptop, you can choose from categories that are fully customizable by customers for whatever that is. If you use an asset ID internally to the company, you could put that in this field. Model number, serial number. It does accommodate barcodes. So if you do have a barcode system or process that you use, there are connectors out there from Microsoft that can connect into this field when you scan it. Vendor, location, who's the owner of the asset. This is very important for reporting purposes and tracking purposes. And then asset status can be anything that is appropriate to your company. So in this case, out of the box, product has active, inactive, retired, disposed. If there's additional statuses you would like to enter, then you can certainly put those in. Once the asset is input on this general tab, then we have a description tab. This just is a text field, so if you want to put some additional details that highlight more of what the asset is, then that is what this. If you have pictures, you can drag and drop them here, or documentation that has to do with this asset, you can put here under IT document. So maybe there's a warranty or a manual or so forth. Those can all be attached to this item in SharePoint, and it stays with this item. So you can quickly view it, or you could open it up and edit it. The history and related cases have to do with ticket. So let's look at related cases. In this case, in our demo, this laptop's had quite a number of issues going on, but all cases that were associated with this asset, this laptop, are all documented and denoted here. So for quick reference, you can quickly see what has been done to this laptop from a case standpoint. You can either view it or edit it. So this is the actual ticket that it was associated with. This is what happened. The laptop was slow. Details, who worked it, work log, date timestamp, and other details. So this is the history of this asset via IT tickets that were submitted against it. The history of the asset, you have an acquisition date, a cost, warranty, expiration, and again, additional information for vendor. Documents, as we just described, have to do with any documents pertaining to this asset that you want to quickly be able to find when doing reviews of this particular asset. And then tasks can be used to assign tasks to this asset. If somebody needs to go put a new sticker on it, or they need to go and do some kind of inspection report on it, you can assign a task to the asset. Now, assets are always cross-referenced, but in this SharePoint list, you can also put new views. So out of the box, there's a view that could show, give me all assets by owner, as I mentioned earlier. Give me all assets that our warranty is coming up, or available assets. Views can be set up by staff that can manage and look into this list based on what they want to see the list show them. On this asset list, we have out-of-the-box views. So perhaps you want to look at all assets by owner or by category. or even warranty renewals that are coming up for specific assets. You could always add a new view based on what you'd like to see out of this list. There are plenty of fields to pull views from, as well as you can export. If you need for reporting, you can export it to Excel or CSV. And if you know Power BI, you can export this list to Power BI, which gives you a lot more flexibility in showing details of it. Many users these days utilize Teams for many functions, and we'll show you how to make that work within Teams to get to the IT Help Desk. From the Teams page, there's a couple things that we'd like to point out. So as with anything, Teams is a window into SharePoint and can be linked into that. So from a Teams standpoint, if there is an IT team that has been created out there that has multiple channels per se in this case, the users can be in their Teams environment and they could access the IT portal simply by putting links up here. And whether or not that's the portal itself or individual lists or areas of the portal, in this case cases or maybe assets, those can all be managed from within the Teams environment. So if that's what staff are used to using, then they don't necessarily need to leave the Teams environment to manage cases and or other information on the site. From an end user standpoint, we had spoke about how to submit cases and access the portal in an earlier version of our videos. Here we could go into the sidebar app that we've created, and an end user can just click on that icon and get to what we call our My IT Portal page and submit a case, view the knowledge base, and basically look at this whole page that they would be able to also see if they went to the site itself. So the advantage of this obviously is to enhance the availability of the IT portal page via the user's Teams environment already, whereby hopefully helping them to be more efficient and not have to come up with a new workflow for accessing the portal. We're going to click on Dashboard, and you will see there's areas that will provide various bits of information looking into lists and libraries of the product. Our IT Power BI dashboard can display everything from tickets by type, by ownership per month, by top requesters, by categories for easy sort and filtering to get information that is vital to making educated decisions. There's also slice and dice on date range, ticket details, and so forth. As with any Power BI dashboard, when you do click on a specific area, it will dynamically change the rest of the page. There are 2 pages on our dashboard, so you can see this will provide information. If you click on Show Me All Requesters, just show me the ones Daryl Trimble has done, and you can see those. And then if you wanted to, you can highlight them. The second page will give you a list of all open tickets, as well as tickets by quarter, by staff who's been working them, and by category again, and percentage. Additional pages can be added, and or these pages can be modified either by internal IT staff at your company who may know and have expertise in Power BI, or by SP Marketplace. Either way, the product is open for modification and customization, but out of the box, this will come with the product with these 2 pages, and then the information as the product is used will get filled in here. Thank you for watching this video from SP Marketplace.